absolutely no idea how to do this anymore. It's been so long. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I cannot believe it is 2019. Happy 2019 to each and every one of you. Happy New Year. I hope that you had a lovely, lovely Christmas and got up to lots of nice, lovely things. Oh my God, this is so weird. I haven't filmed a video like this, like a sit down video, in months, like at least since October maybe of last year. So I'm a bit rusty. I just tried to open the curtains to let a bit of light in, but if you are from the UK, you will know we probably have about 3 hours worth of sunlight at the moment, so it made absolutely no difference whatsoever. I also just want to say a massive welcome for all the new lovely people that we have joining us now. Welcome, thank you so much for subscribing, means a lot. I've primarily been doing loads of vlogs recently. I just recently got back from Panto and I was vlogging the entire time I was away, so I will leave a little link to the playlist from like Vlogmas and everything up in the corner if you're interested in watching that. But now I'm back to doing some sit down videos, which I'm really excited about. I'm still going to be vlogging as well, but I do love a little sit down video, and this is one that was really highly requested. So basically I was sitting down one day. I just got back from Panto and I was having a day of just, well, I say a day, like I did end up doing stuff in the evening, like teaching and stuff, but a few hours of just lying down and doing absolutely nothing. And I spent those hours watching everyone on YouTube's like roundup of 2018 favorites videos, which is basically like their pick of their best like beauty, makeup, lifestyle, everything, like their favorite things from 2018 basically. And I was watching them and I was like, oh, I would love to do one of those. Mine would totally be much more of like a mishmash. It would be like theatre favorites, makeup favorites, song favorites, food favorites, all that stuff. And I was like, I wonder if people would want to see that from me, because I don't want to just make it for no good reason. So then I put a poll on Twitter and a poll on Instagram saying, would you guys like to see that? And I got like a unanimous yes from like hundreds of you, so thank you so much for voting. I'll leave my Instagram handle and my Twitter handle on the screen if you're interested in following me over there, because I get up to all sorts of crazy nonsense over there. So you all said you wanted to see it, so I thought that I would do it for you. Okay, so I thought I'd do it in sections, so I'm going to start with theatre, and then like if you kind of don't care about the makeup, you can just watch the theatre bit and get on with your life. So I'm going to start with theatre, and I thought I would do a favourite musical that I went to see and a favourite play that I went to see, just so it kind of... Oh, let's put that on silent, shall we? I went to see a lot of theatre this year, not as much as I would have liked to see. That is one of my New Year's resolutions, which I'm going to do another video on. I'll start with play first. So honourable mentions must go out to Beginning, which I went to see at the beginning of last year with Linford. We went to see it. It was one of my Christmas presents. It was incredible, so amazing, absolutely loved it. That was on at the Playhouse Theatre, so that was absolutely amazing. Then another honourable mention goes to A Monster Calls, which was on at the Old Vic, which just made me absolutely bawl like a baby. It was beautifully done. It was absolutely amazing. Just an absolutely exquisite piece of theatre. Loved it. But my top pick for play that I went to see this year goes to The Jungle. No, The Jungle was on at the Playhouse Theatre. I'm getting all muddled up. So this is a play all about the refugee camp in Calais, and it was quite an immersive piece of theatre. You could either sit, we sat up on the balcony so you could kind of look over, but you could sit like at the tables where the actual action was happening. And I wasn't sure what to expect when I went to watch this. I thought it would probably be quite emotional. I thought I'd probably cry and, you know, it would really move me, but I was not prepared for how funny it would be and how heartwarming and uplifting, and just seeing the camaraderie and like the people come together in these refugee camps. And I know you're meant to feel like it's real, and obviously it's obviously good if it feels like that, but it felt so real and it was so raw, and the acting was just incredible. I loved the direction, I loved the set, it was so amazing, and it really taught me a lot as well. It just had a bit of everything. It was very emotional. I left at the end feeling extremely affected and extremely moved, which is always the sign of a good bit of theatre, I think, and I just absolutely loved it. I feel like this is going to Broadway, over to America, I think. I don't know, I could be absolutely incorrect, but this was the top pick for me. Absolutely incredible for so many reasons. Okay, now on to my favourite musical of the year. I saw some amazing musicals this year. I went to see Linford in some amazing musicals and plays. I went to see Courtney and Barnum, which was absolutely amazing. That was a really like a highlight for me. Watching my sister in a musical at the Mini Chocolate Factory was just, I mean, I couldn't have been more proud. So it was really hard to narrow it down. I saw some fab stuff. I didn't see as much stuff again as I would have liked to, just because last year got so busy. But one thing that I did manage to see, which I am so glad that I watched, I want to go and see it again. I would watch it a million times. I'd watch it every week. And that musical was Company. Company is currently playing at the Gielgud Theatre. I think it's running for a couple more months. I went to watch it just before I left for Panto in October, maybe late October, early November. This is incredible. If you can, beg, steal or borrow a ticket. It is incredible. The entire cast are amazing. Bonus highlight that Patti LuPone was in it. Rosalie Craig, who plays Bobby, was unbelievable. She was, I just thought, just flawless. Everyone was flawless, to be honest. The entire cast, there wasn't a weak link. It was just, I mean, it was perfection. Like, it was everything about it. One of my favorite things about it was actually the set. I thought the set was so clever, the way it worked and like moved and things. But yeah, basically, if you don't know Company, it's a Stephen Sondheim musical, and it's normally, I say, like originally was always played by a man, and they've actually swapped the gender for this production, and they've also swapped over some of the genders of some of the other characters in the musical as well. And I think it works better. I think it is so brilliantly done, and it like is just, you would never know that it was ever originally another way. It is so clever, and I think really works with a woman as the lead role, especially for, I mean, it's now 2019, but 2018, like this kind of time in life, just the way kind of things are now. I just think it really works for our time and our culture, the way things are moving along now. And absolutely amazing, and it is still on. So please, if you can, please. It is such a good show. I would highly recommend it. We didn't even sit that close to the front. I know a lot of you have been asking me about tickets for Company. We were quite near the back of the stalls, and this view is absolutely fine. So it just really depends on your kind of preference of where you like to sit. I think if you're on a budget and you don't want to, holy macaroni in my head, if you don't want to spend too much, yeah, we weren't that far forward at all, and we had a great time. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to my favorite soundtrack of the year, like musical soundtrack. And I really had to think about this because I've been introduced to quite a few new musicals this year. I've met quite a few new people this year, which has been great, and they've introduced me to some new musicals that I hadn't listened to before. I really want to listen to more soundtracks and really learn more about musicals and like expand my knowledge of musicals. I just kind of based this off of what I have listened to the most. There were a few really strong contenders, but this is the one that I have listened to on repeat. I wonder if you can guess what it is. If you have guessed already, comment down below before watching the next bit. Pause the video, comment down below, and then you can see if you're correct. You probably will be. It's no secret how much I love this show. It's something I've listened to over and over again. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. And my favorite soundtrack of 2018 goes to Mean Girls. Mean Girls, the musical. Where to begin? It is so good. Do you know what? It was one of those things. It was actually ironically the same with Legally Blonde. I first listened to it and I was like, yeah, it's good, but you know, it's not my favorite thing ever. That swiftly changed with Legally Blonde, became like one of my favorite musicals. I think that was in like 2010, kind of that kind of time. Ironically, the year before I was actually in it in the West End, but with Mean Girls I was the same. I was like, yeah, it's good, but I don't know if I'll really fall in love with it. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I listen to it all the time, in the car, while I'm tidying the house, all the time. It's so catchy, so fun, just so girl power. It is such a like feel-good musical. I'm desperate to see it. I want to plan a trip to New York just to see it. But it is so catchy. If you love like poppy kind of fun musical theatre, you will love it. I highly recommend it. It is so good. Favorite songs are I'd Rather Be Me is my favorite. Then I love Apex Predator. I love World Burn. Is it called World Burn or just Burn? Watch the World Burn. That one, love that one too. I also really love Stars. I just love them all. So that is my favorite soundtrack of 2018. Then I thought I would do favorite song, which was so difficult because I just have so many favorite musical theatre songs. And I think I based this off of the emotional reaction I had to it, was probably one that's really stuck out for me this year. I was kind of going through my Spotify and seeing like what songs I listened to. I'd also watched, there's like a YouTube of them recording the song, a YouTube video of the people recording the song, and I watched that so many times and it made me cry like every time. And the song is In a Crowd of Thousands from Anastasia. Again, this was a strong contender for favourite musical that I have been listening to non-stop, but I just had to give it to Mean Girls because that one has been on like all the time. But this song, I just think it's beautiful, the melody, and just listening to Derek Kiena and Christy Altamore sing this song and watch them like recording it. There's a video of it on YouTube. Oh my goodness. It just makes me cry every time. I just think it's the most beautiful song. I love Anastasia so much. I've loved Anastasia since I was a little girl. I have the video still. I used to watch it all the time, and I always used to wish that she was a Disney princess, so I could be like, when people are like, oh, what Disney princess would you want to be? I'd always want to say Anastasia, but I technically couldn't. But now Anastasia's been bought by Disney, so she is technically a Disney princess, and I'm so happy about it. And I just love it, and I love the history of the Romanovs, and I'm a bit of a history geek. I love looking into like the history of Russia and the Romanovs and all that kind of time in history. I've watched so many history documentaries on it, and there's like a book I want to get all about it, and there's loads of books I've read and articles and things, and I just find it so interesting. So I love everything about Anastasia anyway, and that song just gets me like there. Like, I just think it's just so beautiful, and even thinking about it makes me want to cry. I don't know why, I'm an emotional person. But yeah, that is definitely my song pick of 2018. Out of all of the songs, that one just really stuck with me and I love it. Now I'm going to move on to more makeup bits, things for shows that I've used and really loved. Thought I'd share that with you because I know a lot of you are performers or aspiring performers, and I think it's really interesting to see what other performers use, like for stage makeup and things like skincare and stuff like that. Always, I just find I'm so nosy, like I really want to know what other people use because I feel like it's just so interesting and you can find some real gems. So I'm going to share a few with you now. I am going to start with skincare. I've got a few skincare bits that I just think loads of people ask me about because obviously you really need to look after your skin when you're wearing so much makeup every single day. So I found some real tried and tested bits that I find really work for when I have to wear a lot of makeup. My cleanser of choice is the Clinique Take the Day Off Balm. This is a cleansing balm, so it's like kind of like a balm really, and you basically rub it onto, oh my gosh, I nearly rubbed it onto my face because it's fragrance free, really simple ingredients, and you literally rub it onto your skin, onto your makeup, and then wipe it off with like a flannel or something, and it just takes off everything and it doesn't irritate your skin. It doesn't really smell of anything either. Well, obviously fragrance free. Duh. It's just really simple, really good. Would highly recommend it for people who have to take off a lot of heavy stage makeup. Another really amazing find of this year. I didn't find this until like September time, but blimmin' love it. If you're like me and you get blimmin' annoying spots that just won't go away, this is amazing. So I was using this very incorrectly at first because basically there's like a difference I didn't realize between spots that kind of appear, you know, say like if you're like hormonal spots or like spots from, I don't know, stress or whatever, but then there's a difference between those types of spots and under the skin like cystic acne spots, which will not go away from any products. So anyone out there who is an acne sufferer, I'm going to do a whole video on skincare, but I just wanted to get this out there ASAP. If you're an acne sufferer and you have like cystic acne, there's no point buying loads of different acne solution stuff. It will not work. And it's sad but true. I've tried everything. I had a really bad breakout. A few months ago, I had a really bad reaction to a foundation and I got such bad cystic acne. Oh my God, it was so annoying. Nothing would work. And I thought this would work because I'd heard so many people say, this is really good for spots and getting rid of them really quickly. Not for cystic acne. Doesn't work. Nothing does, sadly. It's just kind of hormonal. To be honest, I don't know. I need to do a lot more research into it before I start talking about it. So that's what I'm going to do. But this works a treat on like those pesky, like random spots you get from time to time that like come to a head or like a bit red, or you know, those spots that you know are going to go in time, but you want to get rid of them a bit quicker. This is just like a drying lotion and it smells like, oh, what's it called? Like that, like calamine lotion. And you just stick a cotton bud in, pop it on a spot, and honestly, it dries it out. And it goes in like double the speed. So good. The Mario Badescu, I didn't even tell you what it was. Mario Badescu drying lotion. You can pick this up in places like Urban Outfitters. They do it in there. That's where I got mine from. Really good, really recommend if you use it correctly. Now onto some makeup bits. I'm not going to do everything. Like most of the 2018 favorites that I watched were like primarily makeup ones. So they'd go through every single makeup item and do like their favorite and how it compared to like last year's favorites. I'm not going to do every single thing just because I'm not a makeup channel, but I do love makeup and I want to share a few definite standout bits with you, if that makes sense. Things that have really worked for me show-wise and life-wise and audition-wise and all that good stuff. So I'm going to start with a foundation because I know that this foundation definitely deserves a mention. I've tried a few foundations this year. One which I hate with a vengeance, and I'm really annoyed at myself because I put it in one of my favorites a little while ago. Do not recommend it. I take it back. I'm so sorry. In its defense, may have also been milk. Not entirely sure what it was. I'm still experimenting. But it did not help. Let's put it that way. Maybe hate's a strong word. I just will not use it again. It is the YSL All Hours foundation. So I take back that recommendation. I'm sure it's a really great foundation for some people, but it just really, really did not work for my skin. So yeah, sorry about that. Bad recommendation. Could work for some of you though, but just sadly does not work for me. It did work for me initially. That's why I recommended it. I used it for like a month and it was fine. And then my skin just went bad. But one thing that I will recommend and is very, very tried and tested is the NARS Sheer Glow foundation. I just bought a new one yesterday and I'm really, really happy that it's back in my life. I normally get the shade Mont Blanc, but I went in yesterday and I said, oh, can I have a Mont Blanc? And she was like, oh, are you sure you don't want to like try a different colour and just double check that Mont Blanc is still your shade? And I was like, oh yeah, why not? I've got a bit of time. And actually we did like a colour match and they've got some new shades in, which is amazing. And I picked up instead Salzburg, which is one shade, slightly deeper, but it's more yellow toned. So it's not really deeper, but you know what I mean. The Sheer Glow foundation is so good. It's like a medium buildable coverage. Fabulous for shows. I really recommend it. Its Sheer Glow is very misleading. It is matte, which is perfect for shows and things like that. The only problem with it is quite expensive. This is £33. I think mine was £33.50. I'm not sure where the extra 50p came from, but I just didn't ask. So yeah, it's quite a pricey one, but if I was to recommend any foundation, it would be this. It is amazing. Then we all know I love the Collection Lasting Perfection concealer, but I feel like that has to be a favourite because it's the only concealer I've ever really used and ever do use. So I think I need to try some new concealers this year. But powder that I would really, really recommend is this. It's a loose powder and it's the Laura Mercier, what's it called? Translucent Loose Setting Powder. Amazing. So good. Doesn't leave your face all cakey. So good for shows. Gets rid of all your oil and just stuff like that. You only need a really tiny amount and it's such a big pot that it will last you a very long time. I've had this for quite a while now and really it doesn't even look like it's really been touched apart from the messy lid. Moving on to eyeshadow palette. I really wanted to recommend an eyeshadow palette for you because I think it's really good for shows to have one palette that you can take with you to the theatre, use for everything. This isn't really, it depends. This is quite like a niche palette, but this is one that I got for my birthday and I've just used it non-stop. I just think it's fantastic and really, really good for quite a lot of different things. Maybe not everything. It's probably not the most universal palette. One that I actually got for Christmas is probably better, but I can't really mention that yet because I haven't used it for long enough and I only got it in December. So this is the one I'd say is my like top pick from 2018 and it is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. And this, oh, I just love it. And firstly, it smells like chocolate and it's made me really hungry now. But also, the colour combinations in here are so fun. There's so many cool colours in this, but it's also just got some really nice neutrals. In particular, the Cocoa Truffle and So Bougie are such lovely transition, kind of blendy brown shades, and Rollin' in Dough is a really nice all-over eye colour. And then it's got loads of shimmers, which I just think are really good for different shows, different parts that you might be up for. Like there's like a bright pink one, a gold one, purple, like all just different. I just think the quality of the eyeshadows is really, really good. It's probably not the most universal palette, but it is the one that I have been using the most. I've been in particular using the two brown shades in here like every day and I absolutely love them. So I'd really recommend this palette if you are someone that likes a bit of sparkle but also likes a good neutral brown. Really good for shows. Would highly recommend. Okay. Oh, I forgot a skincare thing. This so good if you have problem skin or severe like marks on your face or like redness. Really good for putting on before your foundation. This is the La Roche-Posay Effaclar Duo Anti-Imperfections Corrective something or other. It's basically like a serum. You put it on before you put your makeup on. So good, is really like helping even out my skin tone quite a lot. Really nice smelling. I like this brand. I'm gonna experiment a lot more with this brand. It's quite aggressive, sorry. Nearly done, I promise. This video is gonna be so long, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna just show you some lipsticks because I think lipsticks are a really good thing for auditions and for shows. So my kind of everyday, what I'm wearing today combination, and also one that I wear a lot for auditions, is a mixture of, holy macaroni, that's messy, is a mixture of MAC Boldly Bare lip liner, which is just a really neutral, really manky, need to get a new one, lip liner, basically the same colour as my lips but just really defines them. And then the lipstick that I pair with the lip liner is, oh, nearly all gone, MAC Honey Love, which is a matte nude colour from MAC, and it's just a really nice, my kind of lip colour, kind of pinky browny nude, and I love it. Really good for everyday but also natural kind of audition makeup looks. Then I thought I need to show a good red, because a good red comes in really handy for so many things, show wise and audition wise, but I couldn't narrow it down to one. I've got two, so this is kind of cheating a little bit. My first one is a real like universal shade that would really suit loads of different skin tones, and it's again really manky. It's Russian Red, which is a like cult classic from MAC. It's like a beautiful, just standard red lipstick. It's a matte one, so it's really good for shows. Just really good standard red lipstick. It's very flattering for most people, just really nice. But then I thought I'd do something a little bit more jazzy. If you're looking for something which is a bit more of like a statement red, like something a bit more, I don't know, fun. And that is this. Doesn't look much different, but it really is. This is a luster, so it's a bit more kind of shiny. So you definitely need a lip liner with this, but this is MAC Cockney, and it is just a beautiful, bright, like strawberry, like kind of double-decker bus red, and it is beautiful. Absolutely love it. Bit more of like a statement color, but just absolutely love it, and kind of really make sure lips pop and stand out on stage as well. Gosh, I'm pretty much near the end. Thank God I hear you cry. One more thing that I really love makeup wise, and I think is really good for performers, is this from MAC. Oh my gosh, this is pretty much all MAC. This is MAC Fix Plus. This is just a setting spray. Well, no, it's like a refresher spray, I would say. The thing that is great about this is, say you're doing a 2 or a 3 in Pantoland show day, this stuff is brilliant for refreshing your makeup. You just spray it all over your face and it kind of brings your makeup to life. You know when you've done a few shows in a day, or you've done a show and your makeup just gets a bit cakey? I mean, we've all been there. This just really brings it back to life. It means you don't have to take all your makeup off again and like re-zhuzh it. You can put it on before your makeup to make your face nice and glowy underneath your makeup, or you can spray it on top. Like, it's really up to you, but I really love this, and I would really recommend this for people doing multiple shows in a day. One thing that I'm really annoyed at myself that I haven't been able to include in this video is a book favourite, because I was absolutely terrible. As someone who is an avid bookworm, I was absolutely atrocious at reading last year. I just couldn't get my head to concentrate on a book. So that is my aim of this year. So something that I'm going to be including in, because I do monthly favourites as well, most months if I have things to talk about. My aim is to have a book in every monthly favourites, so that I'm reading a book every month. I've started a book this month. It's really good. I'm back on the reading bandwagon. I'm going to try and stay on it, but as a little, you know, slap on the wrist to myself, I don't have a book favourite for the year because I just didn't read enough, and that is my own darn fault. So to finish off this video, I'm going to do my favourite quote of 2018. I love quotes so much. You will know that if you have been here for a while. In all my favourites videos, I always put a quote at the end of every video, and I just think it's a really nice thing to kind of take into the next month. And I just love quotes. I think they can really make people think, they can really impact change, and they're just really inspiring. And I wasn't sure what quote to pick, because I've got quotes for so many different things. I really wanted to pick a quote that was going to be really helpful for you guys as well as helpful for me. It was weird because it's one of my favourite quotes, but I wasn't actually going to pick it. I was going to pick something a bit more universal and, I don't know, not as niche, I guess. But I ended up watching The Princess Diaries the other day. I love Princess Diaries 2, it's my favourite, but I was watching Princess Diaries 1, and one of the quotes in Princess Diaries 1 that really always has stuck out to me ever since I watched it for the first time is a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt, and the quote is, "Nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent." And I was watching it and I was like, oh, I love that quote, and I've definitely mentioned it on my channel before, but I was like, well, it's like a sign. I have to have that as my quote of the year because I just absolutely adore it, and I just think it's such an inspiring quote, and I think it really is a good quote for actors and people who audition a lot and are rejected a lot in particular, because it's up to you how you react to situations. It can be quite a universal quote actually, because yes, it can really work for auditions and being rejected a lot, but also just in life, like you choose how you react to every situation, and other people's opinions and choices and who they pick for a part, or you know, just in life how they act, is not really in your control. In terms of auditions, you can only go to the audition and be yourself and do the best that you can do. And if they don't pick you, and if they don't like what you have to offer, that is not your fault, you know? You choose how you react to that and how you react to every situation. And sometimes it's something completely out of your control. So you can choose how you pick yourself up after that. Say you do an audition and it's something you really, really wanted and you don't get it. You choose how you react to that. It is not anyone else's fault how you react to things, and obviously people should be nice, but people aren't always nice, and in terms of auditions, you're not going to get every job that you audition for, but it's up to you how you react to that, and if you choose to take a positive from every situation and every encounter in life as well. If someone's not very nice to you, or if someone does something a bit that you don't really agree with or hurts your feelings, you choose how you react to it. They are not in control of your emotions, and they can do something, but you have the choice of how you react, and you have the choice after an audition or a performance you don't think went that well. You choose how you move forward from it, and I just think it's a really nice quote, and it's something really important to remember, and something I'm going to remember going into the coming year. There are loads of other quotes, but that one, just as it popped up on Princess Diaries the other day, I thought that should be my quote. I just love it. So yeah, I'm gonna finish the video there. Holy macaroni, that's probably quite a long video, but I hope that you enjoyed this. I love doing these types of videos. I love sharing my favorite things with you guys, and hope that it can introduce you to new things, new shows, new makeup bits. I just love it, and I would love to hear your favorites from 2018 as well. So please leave me a comment down below with like your favorite show, your favorite quote, your favorite makeup item. I love it because then it means I find new things as well. Really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, just so that I know, and I know that you're enjoying my videos. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I put out 2 new videos every single week. I really, really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'm excited to share 2019 with you all, and I hope that you have a lovely rest of the day, and I'll see you again in my next one. Bye!